Hello, my name is Mark Treitzler, and today I am presenting my final project for CS 4620, being my Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl Teambuilder. I decided to work on this project after finding an SQLite database of all the Pokemon data for every game up through 2013 online. I built my entire project around this database, and the project includes things such as a search engine for Pokemon, as well as a reverse search to find Pokemon based on types, moves, or abilities. It also has a team builder within it, allowing a user to import or export a team to an SQLite database, check if the Pokemon within the team have legal movesets and abilities, and export the team to a format readable by Pokemon Showdown. To start, I'm going to walk through my code. Starting at the bottom, we have my very short main program. All that this does is set up the initial window that gives you the options to open either the search engine or the team builder, and it establishes a connection to the SQLite database. That's all this does. It has two buttons on it. Each of them has a command which goes to one of the functions I've written. I'm going to start with the search page function, which, if we scroll up, should be around here. The search page function defines all of the functionality of the Pokemon search page. It creates a new window with 4 buttons and 2 text fields, one for the user to input information and another that displays information outputted by the search. Each of these buttons calls a function that calls what is written in the user input stream and does something accordingly, either calling all data on a specific Pokemon, all Pokemon that have a specific type, all Pokemon that can learn a specific move, or all Pokemon that can have a specific ability. The team page function defines all of the functionality of the team builder page. It creates a page with a total of 37 text boxes for inputs, which is the number needed to control file I/O, as well as to control all of the data needed for an entire team of Pokemon. It also has 4 buttons that call 4 different functions, which can export to Pokemon Showdown, check the legality of moves, save a team to a database file, and open up a team from a database file. There are 2 other functions worth mentioning, which are the create connection and sanitize input functions. These 2 functions are both very important. The create connection function connects to an SQLite database and opens it, allowing the program to grab data from it and save data to it. This isn't my code. I obtained this code from assignment 7 in class. The other function is sanitize input, which I did create. It is a very simple function that is used whenever something the user inputted is used in an SQL command. It removes close parentheses, semicolons, and quotation marks from any commands in an attempt to prevent SQL injection. I think the easiest way to show how this app works is just to run it, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. When the app is loaded, you will see this window pop up. There are 2 options, either Pokédex Search or Team Manager. This is the search page, this is the team builder. I'm going to start with Pokédex Search, open that up, and this page comes up. In this box, you can input either a Pokemon, an ability, a move, or a type. And in this box, it'll return all of the data for what you selected. So I'm going to just go through each of these functions. So for Pokemon, let's say I want all the data on Charizard. So I will search Pokemon data. It'll give me its national Pokédex number, its types, any abilities it can have, and all moves it can have. You'll notice that some of these moves are duplicated. That means that the Pokemon can learn the same move through different methods or multiple times. Either through level up, it'll learn the same move more than once, or it has multiple ways of learning that move. Next, let's do an ability. If I wanted to find all Pokemon that can have the Levitate ability, I would just type in Levitate, click the Search by Ability button, and it would give me a list of all the Pokemon that can have the Levitate ability. If I wanted to search by move, let's say I wanted to have Hyper Beam. I would click Search by Move, and it would give me a list of every Pokemon that can learn Hyper Beam. It's a lot of them. I'm not going to scroll to the bottom of that. And then for types, you can just input any type, and it will give you a list of Pokemon of that type. So if I wanted only dragon types, I could type in dragon, click search by type, and it would give me a list of all the dragon types in the game. Now I'm going to go over the team manager functions. When you open up the team manager, you'll be greeted with this scene. There are 37 total text boxes. Each Pokemon team has 6 Pokemon, and each Pokemon has its name, its ability, and 4 moves. And then you also need 1 box to have file I/O. I'm going to go through each of these functions as well. So I'm going to start actually with Open Database, and I'm going to I actually prepared a team earlier, so I'm going to open up that team, which, if I can find it, it's this right here, this test team. And if I go into a graphical program, I can actually show you that team and what it should contain. And this is the data it should have, which should directly be placed back into there. So let's get out of these. So testteam.db, if I click Open Database, it pulls up all of that data instantly. For the next part, I am going to edit one of the Pokemon in this team, and I'm going to save it as a new database. So let's say I don't want Empoleon. I'm gonna let's say I want Rayquaza. So I'll put Rayquaza, and I'll modify everything as needed. Say I want something like this. So what I can do is I can rename that, and I can click Save to Database, which will create a new database file over in here called My Team. And if I close out of this and then reopen it back up, I can go myteam.db, and I can open that up, and my changes will have been saved. Next, I'm going to be demonstrating the check legality function. In order to do this, once you have a full team of Pokemon, it's very simple. All you just need to do is click the check legality button, and it will output to the console exactly what is legal and not legal. It will start with abilities and then go into the moves for each specific Pokemon. If it's legal, it means it's fine. There's nothing that needs changed. If a move is illegal, then that needs to be changed for it to be a legitimate Pokemon. So most of these seem to be fine. There are 2 issues with Rotom where it can't learn Blizzard and it can't learn Nasty Plot. So let's change those to something it can learn. And we'll try again. And now everything appears to be legal. The final piece of functionality of this app is the export to Pokemon Showdown. When you click that button, it will take all of the data that is currently inputted, and it will put it into a format that is readable by Pokemon Showdown. And it will also create a text file within the folder that you have the application that will allow you to copy and paste it. So I'm going to click Export to Showdown, and it'll create a text document called Team Export. And if I open that up, it'll have all of my Pokemon exactly as they appear in the team manager. And what I can just do is I can copy all of this. I can open up Pokemon Showdown, go to its Teambuilder, open up a new team, import from text, and then import or export, and all of my Pokemon appear there in Pokemon Showdown. The queries in this code, unfortunately, are not exactly straightforward. This stems mostly from the fact that the database I was using likes using a lot of numbers in their data and not a lot of text, so we end up getting situations where Pokemon names are stored separately from the other data. I get why they did this, as it wouldn't make sense to have all the data present in one table due to the sheer volume of data, but I think it would at least make sense to have the names of your Pokemon, moves, abilities, etc. in the same table as the rest of the data. But I digress. Starting with searchability, the query grabs the names of the Pokemon by joining the Pokemon and Pokemon abilities tables on their ID number, which is the identifying value for the Pokemon. It then filters out all Pokemon that don't have an ID number within the first 493 Pokemon, filters out all non-default forms, and then grabs the ability and filters all Pokemon that have a specific ability. Since abilities are stored as numbers in the Pokemon abilities table, a second SQL query is used within the where clause to grab the ability name from the ability names table in English, and it is based on the value given by the user by concatenating the user's input into the actual query. This code is then nearly duplicated for both search moves and search types, as the database is structured in nearly the same way for these databases, or for these data types. All I did was replace all references to abilities with either types or moves. Search data works a bit differently. It uses 4 different SQLite queries within its function, each of which grabs a different thing. The first query grabs the national dex number, which is fairly straightforward. It just grabs the ID from the Pokemon table. Easy enough. Then we get to types, abilities, and moves. This effectively works in reverse from the searchability, search move, and search type functions, which makes sense as it's searching for those values based on a Pokemon instead of vice versa. It joins the ability, move, or type name tables with the actual table that holds which Pokemon can learn that ability, move, or type. It then filters out all languages that aren't English, and in the case of the moves table, it also filters out all moveset data that isn't the most recent data, and then it selects the Pokemon ID that from the Pokemon from its name, which is obtained from the user input. Open Database and Save Database are both fairly straightforward. Open Database simply grabs all of the team data from the file and then adds all of that data one piece at a time to the text boxes within the program after deleting everything that is currently in those text boxes. For Save Database, it creates a database file if one doesn't already exist. It then drops the existing team data table if it exists, and then completely rebuilds it from scratch with new data by using 6 insert commands, each of which is concatenated with the data from the program. The check legality function is also straightforward, and that's because we've actually already gone over it. The check legality list grabs a list of legal moves and abilities each Pokemon can have in the same exact way it did in the search data function. For each Pokemon, it then parses through these lists and compares them to the data inputted by the user to see if any matches are found. If there is a match, it will return a legal value, and if it doesn't, an illegal value is returned.